However, there are some genetic mutations, some occurrences might happen, and it will disrupt this process, leading to formation of tumors. Sometimes the cells grow too rapidly, and then they don't die when they're supposed to die, and then they can form tumors in the body. And then some cancers also develop due to inherited genetic factors. I mentioned that if there's somebody in the family that already has cancer, this can be passed down to the next generation and cause an increased risk of developing cancer in that individual. But many factors or many cancers also arise from lifestyle, environmental and dietary influences over time. So I won't say there's this particular cause of cancer. Cancer is caused by a combination of a whole lot of different factors, which is why we have to be very careful. We have to watch our health, we have to take care of our health, we have to eat right, we have to be sure that we are living a healthy lifestyle, because we don't know where, the development of this cancer, we don't know the factors that can contribute to this cancer in our own bodies, especially when there's a genetic factor present already. So this is why we have to be very careful, and we have to be more deliberate about our health. So what are the common risk factors for cancer? Next slide, please. Common risk factors for cancer. So we have okay, hold on please. I'm trying to check the slide. Okay, so we have the first one is sedentary lifestyle. Sedentary lifestyle, we have prolonged eating, we have physical inactivity. I don't think this slide is correct, Mr. Thompson. I can see risk factors and dietary contributors to this epidemic. Hold on, please. Please move to the next slide, Mr. Sampson. Okay, thank you. So common risk factors for cancer. You can see the first one here is sedentary lifestyle. What do I mean by sedentary lifestyle? Sedentary lifestyle is when you have this routine that, you wake up in the morning, you dress up for work, you enter your car, or you have a driver, and then the person drives you to work, you get to work, you sit down at your desk for hours, and then you don't really move around at work, you're not really active. At the end of the day, you leave work, you enter your car, you get home, you just relax. You don't have any physical activity schedule. So you don't have any time where you say you have exercises, or you develop a routine where you can do some exercises. It doesn't have to be extremely strenuous exercise. You can do some jogging in the evening, you can do some brisk walking, and all of those things. So sedentary lifestyle, prolonged sitting, and physical inactivity. Physical inactivity has actually been linked to an increased risk of several cancers. So different cancers are linked to physical inactivity. This is why we always say be active. A lot of people say, I don't have time, where's the time to work out? You don't necessarily have to go to the gym to be active. This can be during your work hours. You can just take a break in between, your work hours. Maybe during break, just take a stroll around, just to prevent yourself from sitting down for a very long period of time. Different risks. This has posed the risk of different cancers. We have breast cancer, colon cancer, endometrial cancers. And even when you sit for a long time and you're not active and you're eating, unhealthy food, it can also lead to obesity, which is excessive weight gain. And this can all contribute to cancer development. So that's a major risk factor. And then we have unhealthy dietary choices. So you can see, like in the picture here, different junk food. Some people enjoy a lot of junk. They don't like vegetables. They're like, it's been a while I have vegetables. It's been a while I have fruits. All I know how to eat, I love small chops. I love hot dog. pizza, and the likes. So diets that are high in processed foods, red meats, sweetened foods, refined sugars, and they don't have a lot of vitamins and nutrients. They don't have a lot of fiber. They have also been associated with increased risk of colorectal, prostate cancers, breast cancers. All those type of foods um, um, contain ingredients that have been linked to this type of cancer, and especially excessive alcohol intake. When you take a lot of alcohol, you're always using alcohol to rewind, to unwind rather. How do I rest? They say we should rest from stress. So you go and take like 3 bottles of alcohol. That's not resting. That's stressing the body. So all those things is also another. There are also significant risk factors that has been directly linked to the development of cancer of the liver, of the esophagus, of the breast, and different types of cancer. Also, smoking and tobacco use. Now, tobacco contains carcinogens. We call them carcinogens, cancer-causing organisms that damage the DNA and contribute to lung cancer, to throat cancer, and multiple cancers. So even if you're not the one smoking directly, if someone is smoking around you and you're exposed consistently to that smoke, that's secondhand smoking. It also increases cancer risk. Then obesity, I mentioned this already. Excess body weight, you can see the picture. When there's excess weight, especially around the tummy for men, around the tummy for women. When the weight is over what it should be. It also is a risk factor for different cancers, including breast cancer, kidney cancer, colorectal cancer, and other cancers. So, fat cells produce hormones and inflammatory substances that promotes cancer cell growth. So, if the fat cells are excessive, this can also lead to cancer. Another one is chronic stress. So, when you are stressed out, when there's demanding work at the workplace, there's no way for you to unwind and take care of yourself. You are constantly stressed over and over and over again. This can affect hormones, it can weaken the immune system, and contribute to cancer over time. Prolonged stress, that's why I said prolonged stress. When it's chronic, the body goes through stress every day. Even just thinking about what some people thinking about how to pay children's school fees is a type of stress. Some people thinking about what to eat, how to provide for the family is a type of stress. So the body goes through stress every day, but if it is becoming too prolonged and it's chronic, the body does not have time to recover from this stress. It's when it is going to pose a danger risk and a health risk to the body. Next slide, please. So we also have exposure to carcinogens. What are carcinogens? Carcinogens are cancer-causing organisms. So we have them in the atmosphere sometimes. Industries that are, especially the places that are around industrial areas. So workers are exposed to different hazardous substances, such as asbestos, all these chemicals used in manufacturing and construction. So people that work in all these areas, or people that live in areas that these substances are being released to the atmosphere also are at risk of cancer. And then even sometimes office workers may face prolonged exposure to air pollutants. So if the area or the environment is full of toxins, or even sometimes from screens, exposing yourself to high electromagnetic rays, and also radiations found in furniture and building materials, all those type of construction areas also, they expose individuals to cancer risk. So we have air pollution and toxins. As you can see in the picture, you can see the way the smoke is coming from all those machines and all of that. So long-term exposure to all those polluted air, pesticides, chemicals have been linked to lung cancers and other type of cancers. Or sometimes the water, some people's water in their area might be contaminated with chemicals or heavy metals. This can also contribute to cancer development. Then we have radiation exposure. Prolonged exposure to ultraviolet rays from the sun can also apologies for that. Prolonged exposure to ultraviolet rays from the sun can also increase the risk of skin cancer. So all this is why we need to, people say we need to protect our skin, especially from the sun. If you can get a good skin sunscreen to protect your skin from sun rays, ultraviolet rays, from the sun and all of that. This also helps, especially if you know that you're constantly exposed to sunlight. This also helps to prevent, the risk of cancer from that radiation exposure. Then family history. So some people already have a genetic predisposition to cancer. So some people are already at risk by reason of their family traits. So by reason of their genetic trait that they passed down from maybe a family member, a parent, and then this also increases the risk of cancer. So having close family members can increase the risk, but this is why you have to do health modification. So when you are aware of a family member having cancer, maybe someone in the family already has cancer, it makes you more aware that, okay, it's like this thing is already in the gene. So I have to be careful with what I'm eating. I have to really limit my exposure to all those cancer-causing organisms and all of that. So when we address all these factors, we can take steps to help promote better health. So next slide, please. The next one, we're talking about the link between diet and cancer. Research has shown that the food we eat can either protect us from diseases like cancer or can increase our risk of developing them. Some foods contain natural substances that help the body fight harmful changes. So some foods have what we call antioxidants. They help to fight the free radicals that cause cancer in the body, while others can cause inflammation, can cause weight gain, and other health issues that can increase the risk. So this is why it is important what we are putting into our body. So we have foods that can help to protect cancer. Next slide. The first one I'll be talking about is fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables cannot be overemphasized. Almost every disease condition, you see people mention fruits and vegetables have a part to play in either managing or in preventing the health condition. So eating a lot of fruits and vegetables can help to protect the body against diseases. They contain fiber, they contain natural plant compounds that help to remove harmful substances from the body, that help to strengthen the immune system. We have our local vegetables, we have them a lot in Nigeria. We have ugu, we have ewedu, we have bitter leaf, we have okra, we have water leaf. All these vegetables are rich in fiber, they are rich in antioxidants that help to promote health and prevent the onset or the occurrence of cancer. We also have cabbage, we have garden eggs, we have different carrots, all these fruits and vegetables, they also help, they have a part to play in helping to promote health and prevent cancer. And then we have our brightly colored vegetables. So we have fruits like tomatoes, we have oranges, we have pawpaw, we have watermelon, we have apples. We have a lot of fruit around. So all of these fruits have a part to play. So we are expected to eat enough fruits and vegetables to help prevent, the occurrence of cancer. So all these bright colored fruits and vegetables, they have beta-carotene, they have lycopene. All these substances help to protect cells from damage. So even when you are exposed at a point in time to all of these cancer-causing organisms, by the time you are eating healthy, you see that all the substances from the food that you are eating, they are helping to fight against all those carcinogens, all those cancer-causing organisms, all those free radicals that enter the body. So this is why it is important to eat healthy. The next food I'll be talking about is whole grains and legumes. Next slide, please. So when I say whole grain and legumes, I'm not referring to something that is far-fetched. So we have our whole grains, legumes, they are rich in fiber and they help digestion. They help keep the digestive system, which is the gut, they help keep it healthy. And when the digestive system is healthy, this can reduce the risk of especially colon cancer, which is cancer of any part of the digestive system. It could be cancer of the small intestine, it could be cancer of the esophagus, it could be cancer, any part of the digestive system. So this is why this particular food group is very important. So where can we find whole grains and legumes? We have ofada rice, as you can see in the picture. We have fruits from ofada rice. We have okpa, the fruits from guinea corn, millet, whole wheat. We have whole wheat. We have oats. We have our seeds and nuts. We have beans, different types of beans, bambara nuts. We have ground nuts. We have lentils. All of these foods are very high in legumes. They are sources of legumes rather, and they are very high in fiber, and they are very good for the gut health. So we can always pick from the available sources around us and add them to our diets. Not every day rice and yam, rice and yam, rice and spaghetti, rice and noodles. We can always add all of this to our diet, and they help to improve our health. Next slide, please. We have healthy fats. So what are healthy fats? Not all fats are bad. People say stay away from fats totally. We have some fats that the body actually needs. So that's what we call healthy fat. Healthy fats help to protect the body by supporting healthy cell growth, by reducing inflammation. What are the sources of these healthy fats? We have them in our fresh fish. We have them in mackerel, like Titus fish, catfish, sardine fish. We have them in all these foods, and they are healthy for the body, as long as we're not frying them. It is the frying of all these foods that can cause harmful effect in the body, because by the time you are frying, you are increasing the fat content, you are changing the configuration of the fat, you are converting the fat into trans fat, you are introducing trans fat into the food or into the diet. So as much as possible, we can do smoking, we can do grilling, we can do boiling, we can do air frying, but as long as you're not dipping that particular protein or that particular food in oil, it's a healthy source. So you can always opt for other options apart from deep frying or oil frying. We also have different nuts and seeds. We have a lot of nuts around us. We have ground nuts, we have cashew nuts, we have walnuts, we have almond nuts, and we have seeds too. We have different seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, all these seeds, they have healthy fat, which is very good for the body. And then when we're using our oil to cook, we have to opt for healthy oils, like olive oil, soya oil, canola oil. If we're using palm oil and coconut oil, we have to use them in moderation. It has to be very little, not that you will cook our soup and then you open the pot of soup and then you see the oil swimming all over the top of the soup. You know that it's already too much. Even when we're using all these healthy oils, everything has to still be in moderation. So all those oils have to be in moderation, because oils are calorie dense. I know we're trying to manage our weight properly, so it shouldn't be in excess. Everything should be in moderation. Next slide. We're talking about what are those foods that can increase cancer risk. So this is where a lot of people will fight with me, but I have to say the truth. So we have different foods that can increase cancer risk, meaning that these foods can increase a person's predisposition to cancer. So if you are eating these foods very often, every day, a lot, you know that you are increasing your risk of developing cancer. The first one is processed and red meat. Now, according to the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, processed meats like sausages, hot dog, bacon, all those processed meats, they are classified as group 1 carcinogens, meaning that there is a very, very, very strong evidence linking them to cancer risk. So if one's diet is composed of all of these things, you know that you are increasing your risk of developing cancer, according to WHO. And this is a verified information. So they're classified under the group 1 carcinogens, that is the major cause when it comes to diet. There's strong evidence that these foods can increase cancer risk. and particularly colorectal cancer, which is the colon, cancer of the colon and the rectum. So these foods have been strongly linked to the development of cancers, which is why we have to limit it. So beef, pork, all those fatty meat. Not like you cannot take beef at all, but it has to be in moderation. And it's not something you're taking every day. Some people will take suya morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, And then some people will take tozo, the part that is very, very fatty, that part of suya that is very fatty, the part that is just basically fat. Some people, that's the part of suya that they like the most, which is not healthy. So even if you're going to have beef at all, it has to be what we call lean beef. As you can see in the picture, the part of this, the picture of the beef that is here, you can see fatty cuts around it. So you already know that this beef is high in fat. So if you want to get beef at all, even if you want to eat it once in a while, you can get the part that does not have any fat, that is totally red. You can get that part, and then you don't fry, and it's not all the time that you use it. So you can eat your beef in moderation, not that you are eating beef and you are eating it every day and you are frying it. So people can finish like 5,000 naira suya at a sitting, 10,000 naira suya at a sitting. That's already too much. So it has to be in moderation. Our beef should not be fried, and it should not be the fatty part of beef. It should be in moderation. Everything should be in moderation. Some people say, how will I enjoy myself if I don't eat suya? You can eat suya, but it should be once in a while. And then all those things that add to the suya, your onions, your cabbage, your some people add tomatoes, some people add, eat everything together. Not that you will now remove all the cabbage, you remove all the onions, you now eat only the meat. Those things help to fight the carcinogens in the meat. They are part of the healthy foods I mentioned. Cabbage is healthy, tomatoes are healthy, onions, they contain antioxidants that help to fight the free radicals we're talking about. So even if you want to eat a lot of all those vegetables with your suya, and it should not be all the time. It should not be all the time. And the part of the meat, you tell them you don't want the fatty part, because suya is actually directly exposed to heat, and by the time they are making suya, they make it on coal. So most of those the suya is being exposed to direct carcinogen. So this is why we have to be careful. So all those types of meat have been associated with increased cancer risk. Another one is refined sugar and alcohol. Next slide, please. So refined sugar and alcohol. We have different diets that are high in sugar and sugary beverages. And these have been known to contribute to what we call obesity, which is a factor, a known risk factor for different cancers, including breast cancer, prostate cancer, colorectal cancer. So all of these foods have been linked to cancer development. So which is why we have to limit our sugary foods intake. We have to limit our alcohol intake. Alcohol has been linked to cancer of the liver, cancer of the breast, cancer of the mouth, cancer of the throat, cancer of the esophagus. And then the more alcohol you drink, the higher the risk. So this is why we have to limit sugary drinks, we have to limit sugary foods, we have to limit our intake of alcohol. So these are the foods that can increase cancer risk. Next slide, please. We also have ultra-processed foods. Different foods that have been overly processed. Packaged snacks, sugary cereals, instant noodles, foods that we like. All these foods, baked foods, all these foods that have additives, all our packaged foods, they've been, studies suggest that when we eat it a lot, especially all these packaged foods that we know that we'll just pour them on fire, we don't need to cook them for too long, just pour them, they've been packaged, they've been processed, just open the sachet, put it on fire, add hot water, and then your food is ready. All of these foods have been linked to increased risk of cancer because of their impact on inflammation and health in general. So it's not like if you eat it once now, that means cancer. No. If it is taken excessively if it is taken over time, especially even our children. So we have to be very careful to watch out for what we are giving our kids, for what we are eating ourselves, because most of these foods contain a lot of preservatives, contain a lot of additives that impact the health negatively. So this is why we need to watch out for processed foods in our diet. Now, what should we now eat? The diet should be focused on natural food, whole food that are not overly processed, whole foods, and limit processed foods, limit sugary foods, and then increase our intake of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats, reduce our processed meat. You can take chicken, you can take fish, all of these healthier options instead of always taking beef. And then you can also make some adjustments instead of, okay, there's no how I can limit it because I'm always buying food. You can always opt for healthy options when you are buying food. Or if you can stretch for it, you can make your meals home cooked. You can cook your meals yourself. And where you have to buy food at all, read the label. Say, is there anything, how much sugar is inside this food? How much fat is inside this food? So just to make sure that we're making informed choices, so this will help us to boost our health. Next slide, please. We're talking about practical nutrition strategies. So what are the things that I can do that can help me maintain a healthy lifestyle, or that can promote a healthy diet? Because we are always at work. Some people, we have long meeting hours. Some people, we have meetings morning to the afternoon till evening, and then we just snack on anything we see, or we eat anything we see. So intentional things that are small, they don't have to be drastic, they don't have to be overnight. They can help and make a big difference in overall health. The first one is smart meal planning. So if you want to eat in the morning, you can start with a fiber-rich breakfast. If you notice that during the day you're always hungry, you want to grab a drink, you want to grab a snack because you've not eaten. If you start your day with something that has a lot of fiber, this can help. You can take bread, oats in the morning, oats and milk. You can add some bananas. Just quickly make it in the morning, or pack it if you can't eat from home. Or you can have bread and peanut butter and nut butter. You can have banana and nut butter. You can have something light. It doesn't have to be heavy. Just something that will help you keep your energy levels stable at all. So you not be having what we call energy crashes. You can blend some fruits together and then take a lot of banana with it so that your energy levels will be stabilized throughout the day. You can have something like tiger nut milk, or tiger nut smoothie, or tiger nut drink. These are things that you can take in the morning. Just grab, instead of taking Coke or Fanta, or instead of taking malt, or something that has a lot of sugar. So you can always, because by the time you take all those sugary drinks, you are going to cause a rapid spike in your blood sugar level. You'll feel energetic for like a period of time, but at the end of the day, you realize that you are feeling tired again because your body has flooded the system with insulin to get rid of all those excess sugar. So your body will start feeling weak again. You need another boost. This is why you can take up to 3 drinks in a day. You can take up to 4 drinks in a day. So, but when you eat something that has balanced fiber levels, you eat something that has a lot of fiber, your energy levels will be stabilized throughout the day. And then you can also, if you're packing your lunch, you can also help to reduce temptation to eat unhealthy meals. If you know that I have food in my bag, I don't have to buy this snack, or I'll get food at work, I don't have to buy this snack. So you can always opt for that. And then a good combination of your food should have chicken, fish, beans, a good amount of protein is what I mean. So you have to take a good amount of protein. You can take rice, or take salad with it. You can take ofada rice, you can take spag, but make sure you're having vegetable with it. And then all these things in combination, you see that you're already having a healthy meal. And then if you want to snack, you can always snack on healthy foods. Instead of sugary biscuits or meat pie, donuts, small chops, you can help to maintain your energy without unnecessary sugar spikes. So you can eat granules. Groundnut is very common. You can take groundnut and banana. You can take cashew nuts. You can take parfait. You can take parfait. You can take fruit. You can take watermelon. You can take pawpaw, banana, oranges. You can take boiled egg. You can take boiled corn, roasted corn. Garden eggs, cucumber and groundnut, garden egg and groundnut. These are all options that we can take to help boost energy levels, and at the same time, you're eating healthy. Next slide, please. You see the next slide, I